supported into that journey. So, let me welcome Ben and Annabelle, who are going to talk about their own personal experience and the journey they've been on at Catmose. So, if you would, a warm round of applause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are here today to talk about our own personal experiences, so that you may have a glimpse into what your life could be like here at Catmose. I am Ben Tilecoat, and I am the head student.
And I'm Annabelle Kennedy, and I'm head girl. One thing which I was desperate to talk about when I first knew I'd be encouraging students to attend Catmose was my adventures in a pool. Anyone who knows me knows that I always manage to weave a pool into any and every conversation due to how life-changing it was. This wasn't just a trip that was funded by our parents. We had to raise the money ourselves. This was in the spirit of benevolence, something the trip represented from start to finish. The trip itself was a defining experience at my life at Catmose. It was a 2-week trip where we helped rebuild a school as part of our community project and then toured across the pool, taking part in whitewater rafting, a safari and other activities. I thoroughly enjoyed my time out there, the rush of adventure and forming a family-like bond with my team. But the best part was how it changed me for the better. Being welcomed into a community where many were in extreme poverty helped me to realise how lucky we are back home, but also that you truly can be happy even if you have little.
Once upon a time, I was a plucky, sporty year 6, ready to move into a school at least 3 times bigger than any primary school I knew of. It seemed a little daunting. I pictured myself back then with a map and compass, trying to figure out whether I should be heading on a northwest or southeast bearing to reach my intended destination of Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, the man, I thought to myself. Now, even with my very limited knowledge of history back then, I was pretty sure he was dead. So, as you can imagine, learning I had a class with him was a bit of a surprise. However, after quickly learning that this was not, in fact, a teacher, but a classroom named after the man, I soon learned to find my way around. The new classes exhilarating, the new teachers educating, the new friends exciting. Yet, I can't say my first week went perfectly smoothly. As I've already touched on, I'm the kind of kid to try any sport. The variety at Catmose made me very happy, but obviously eager to try more, I decided to go skateboarding outside of school. Fair enough, you might say. Your parents probably aren't thinking that. As some of the smarter of you might have figured, this isn't the best idea when you have no idea how to skateboard. So yeah, I broke my leg 1 week into year 7. Missing that first cross-country season was probably more painful than actually breaking my leg. However, as my ever-optimistic self would point out, going around with a massive red plaster cast on your leg does have some benefits. It's a surefire way to get teachers to remember your name, in addition to rides in the lift, shared charitably with friends.
Ben may have, from the start, considered himself the next Mo Farah. However, my year 7 self saw herself as the next Taylor Swift. I didn't exactly have a passion for sport. However, thanks to support from my peers and our dedicated sport teachers, I've now been involved in many sport teams and have developed a passion for taking part in our varsity competitions. The number of sports open to girls has grown immensely over the past couple of years, and now ranges from rounders to rugby. I've been a member of the girls' rugby team for the past 2 years and recently competed in our first competition, something I never thought I would have done when I first came to Catmose. The Taylor Swift in me never faded. Music is still a huge part of my life at Catmose. I regularly attend chamber choir, something I enjoy, thanks to the variety of songs we sing and the companionship being part of a choir provides. I'm also part of the orchestra, playing the cello, something many people find surprising. Maybe it's because it's nearly double the size of me. The opportunities open to musicians at Catmose are endless. For example, in year 8, I went to the Royal Albert Hall and performed with choirs from across the country. There is also the Music Scholarship Programme. Having gained a silver scholarship, I've been able to experience trips such as watching an opera, and I also have discounts on my in-school piano lessons.
Outside of college, I compete in a lot of sailing and triathlon competitions, and these gave me the exciting opportunity to get a sports scholarship. This has led to some of my favourite moments at the college, from specialised training to a talk from the founder of the Premier League, even lessons from a former Olympic badminton player. Inside of the college, I have also found my way into lots of competitions and challenges. After missing a considerable amount of time at school after being ill, I was excited to jump back into Year 10. So I did. Youth Speaks was my first elective, and I worked hard to create a speech I could deliver to an audience, which I went on to do in multiple assemblies and competitions. Next term came around, and I didn't even have to look at the electives booklet. Ever since Year 7, there has been one thing I've always wanted to do: the Duke of Edinburgh's Award. Learning a new skill, cooking, for me, and our expeditions were my personal highlights. I remember the sense of independence and freedom, camping, walking along our route, and finding our way to our destination gave, along with the immense sense of achievement. 52 kilometres in 3 days isn't half bad, and sure was a lot of fun.
Another opportunity available is the Academic Scholarship Programme. Ben and I are both academic scholars.
I've been a maths academic scholar for 1 year, and this has offered me extra classes focusing on A-level work, which has allowed me to fulfil my full potential at GCSEs. In addition, some of us have also had the exciting opportunity to write research projects for St Catherine's College, Cambridge University. This year, I wrote mine about the psychology of ambition.
In Year 9, I wrote mine about the effect playing a musical instrument has on behaviour. And this year, I wrote mine on the nature-nurture argument, as like Ben, I have an interest in psychology.
Later this year, we will be going to St Catherine's College to discuss our research with the academics and learn about the process of applying for an Oxford University.
The Academic Scholarship Programme helps you build a range of skills through trips, such as visiting museums and my favourite one this year to the escape rooms in Leicester.
What I have learned and who I have met have been my personal highlights. And if I were to leave you with one message to take advantage of this great school, I would leave you with this, that the former Olympic badminton player, Anthony Clark, told me. He said something to me that changed my way of thinking about what's important in school and life in general. He said, take advantage of opportunities that are given to you.
We think, whether it be for our electives, scholarships, or adventures like Nepal. See, I told you I always managed to link things back to Nepal. Catmose gives you a lot of truly amazing opportunities, which, for Ben and I, have turned into great and life-changing experiences. Because at the end of the day, it's our experiences that make us who we are.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Annabelle. How do I follow that? Well, toilet.